welcome everyone. So, I have just copy and pasted into chat the story for this character, and I am doing a new Terraria world because I started to lose interest in the base world, and normally I set up a base world just as a I guess it would be a grounds for, or the groundwork for starting other characters. I like to look at the characters I create and give them more story than just playing the game. So, this is going to be a Mage class lock, which means I can only use weapons with magic damage property, and I am incapable of damaging anything without using magic. Aside from that one squirrel, and I have the rule that I can accidentally damage something, but I cannot on purpose damage something. So if I'm gathering and I accidentally hit an enemy with, say, my pickaxe, then I don't need to do some sort of restart, create a new world, delete the character and build them up from the ground again. So, that copper short sword, trash. And I'm just going to go off and start exploring since I need a magic weapon fast. So, the only difference between this character and the base world character besides the class lock is that with Manch, they have a story, and they will be played predominantly on this world, which is a medium world with the corruption. So, I get to have my nice band of star power, and I get to immediately run away from the corruption, since I really don't want to go through it. It would be a massive pain this early on, since I don't have any way of defending myself, aside from constantly, accidentally, attacking enemies with my tools. So, as I started, I copied into the chat a very long story about the character to set up the groundwork. I was originally going to narrate the story as I start, but I then realized narrating while surviving at the start of Terraria is pretty difficult. And I have no easy way to pull it up where I can see it and just read it as I do stuff. I just realized I have a way, so give me a moment. I just need to open up the text document. Okay, so, Manch's story goes as follows. After the collapse of the base world, the Leafy Canvas, many desperate individuals came to find any rare treasure, or even just a few scraps to live off of. So, everybody was forced to try and find any items that would help them survive. One of these survivors was Manch, who despises all weapons, all physical weapons, because the Guardian of the Leafy Canvas failed to protect everyone. Okay, I might have to... Yeah, I might have to Happy Days this and just make a wooden sword. Or to not die, but also get some gel so that then I can actually see what I'm doing. So, as I figure out what I need to do, let me continue with the introduction. Although he was spared the horror of seeing the Crimson firsthand, as Manch grew up, he found out about the Guardian who failed to protect the world from the spread of the tainted biomes. As he entered an old storeroom, there was an ear-piercing wail that went out. So another scavenger must have alerted the nearby Crimson mobs. And that meant he wouldn't have as much time to... He wouldn't have as much time to gather as he would have liked. So, not wanting to leave empty-handed, he continued to search frantically through the old storeroom for anything that could help him. In one of the chests he finds a purple pinstripe suit. In fact, it's the same one that he's wearing currently. Yeah, as I am playing. So, normally a pinstripe suit wouldn't be that important in a scavenger society, since it just kind of airs that you have the extra resources or money to spend on frivolous things. And that's something you don't want to broadcast to other survivors who are down on their luck. So, essentially, the suit itself is useless. But Manch has always been a fancy individual, and cares very little about whether somebody thinks he's got it made, or if he's just some random bloke who has some fancy stuff. Yeah, there it is. Sorry, I wanted to focus so that then I could try my best to survive. It's really difficult when you don't have a weapon and no torches to explore the underground, so I think I do have to Happy Days this and just make a wooden sword. Or just so that then I can at least start to explore. 8, 7... Yeah, I have the option, so... I'll only use the sword as a last resort. So let's get my hotbar cleared. And let's check about where I could go. So still to the right. Okay, so... Manch, even though the pinstripe suit was a clear tell that he was either somebody who had way too much time or just found a fancy suit, decided, why not look nice in the apocalypse? And that led him to try on the suit, since there's no point in looting something that won't help you, or that you can't even wear. So, as he put on the suit, he found it was a perfect fit, and thankfully there was a mirror nearby for him to fully see how he had looked in the suit. And as he admired the expert tailoring... I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. I am used to having the base world character with flight, and at least having a cloud in a bottle to help me survive. So, might as well put that in the hotbar, the accessory spot as well. And yeah, use both of those. So, cutting the story short, after he put on the suit and looking in the mirror, he saw a strange individual on a darkened coat. He couldn't make out the individual's face, and all that the stranger said was, "Don't forget the book." So, Manch, having picked up the book on his way out, starts to lose consciousness, and a portal opens up underneath him, which then takes him to the world he's currently in. Which is my way of handling the whole crimson or corruption for a character. So, since Manch is used to the crimson and knows how it is, he wouldn't know anything about the corruption, aside from old fables and stories. And so, that is the story for Manch arriving in this world. I've forgotten its name already, and don't want to exit the world to check the name. Actually. Nope. I was going to try and bring up the in-game chat option to see if there was a way for me to see the world name, but nope, no such luck. And thankfully, I am spared some agony with Danger Sense Potion and a Lucky Horseshoe. So, let's just head down further. And I need to be very careful since I have no real means to defend myself unless I'm cornered. Which is fastly approaching the time of now. So, I'm just going to dig down, place a block, and now I am relatively safe. I would love to have found either the desert or the snow biome, since I never really explored those biomes early on, and I mean, for the desert, I probably would want to explore it this early on, since it's dangerous and a bit difficult to survive in, especially if you don't have a weapon. And in Manch's case, the only reason he's okay with using the sword is because of cobwebs and such. Otherwise, he wouldn't even be using it. And the only reason he's okay with tools is due to the fact that, well, magic can't do everything, and he is relatively new to being a mage. So, there's an explanation there for our bit of in-world reason. Whereas actual gameplay why it's that he doesn't have any magic spells yet. And in addition, he, in the previous world, wasn't a mage right off the bat. In fact, he was just an average guy. But you know how it is. Jump into a magic portal, end up in a situation where you now have magical abilities. And I like to think that it's because before he wasn't exposed to magic in any form, and as such, he didn't know that he could use magic or has a connection that would allow him to use magic. So, I wanted to see if I could quickly make some sticky bombs, but nope, no gel for it. I do need to quickly close down the window I had up for Manch's story. And of course, for other characters, I'm going to have them focus on different classes. So Manch is our mage, and in proper Happy Days fashion, as that's kind of where I'm gaining inspiration for the whole class-specific character, and instead of just using whatever weapon's the best at the time, going with a more story-driven and interesting character, or just so that then I can have some extra fun and increase the challenge of this expert mode playthrough. So, proper Happy Days fashion, Manch is a mystic. Because I like the thought of alliteration. So it had to be something with M to start. But also, I didn't see Manch as just a mage. He needed something more. So, we have Manch the Mystic. Bombs just helps speed up the mining process. Now, if I had some gel, I'd definitely be in business, since I'd not have to worry about mining up all of this ore. So I'm just going to toss the shurikens since I won't use them. And I could sell them, but they don't sell for that much. If I had the supplies, I could easily make a magic staff. One of the metal staves, specifically, or gem staves. I don't know what exactly they're called, besides one of those two things. And thankfully, we got more torches just from breaking pots. So I just realized I don't know. So I know that for emerald... Actually, is it emerald? Give me a moment. Making a quick anvil. And there we are. Recall potion. Perfect. I have a single bit of dynamite, which I'm just going to use by quickly doing that. Hopefully I'm far enough away. Yeah, I'd say I was far enough away. Okay, so I can make a quick hook. Don't have enough for silver. So there's the iron. Thankfully the mushroom biome is bright. I seem to not have the ability to make staff. Oops, and I can't remember what material goes into what staff. So I'm just going to make myself an emerald hook, since that will allow me to get around a lot better. As for other stuff, that might as well use. Yeah, I am quite happy with using that potion when I did. Since now I can find my first heart and easily get some extra health going. Now, if I'm correct, amethyst is for the copper equivalent. And honestly, I'm just going to chuck the glow sticks since I never really use them, and I absolutely despise them when I'm trying to place down proper lighting. Since glow sticks aren't permanent, I generally dislike using them. Honestly, the only time I do use them is anything to do with water. So, life crystal number 1. That is going to be the only life crystal I use who's before a boss, since I want to have a thing where for each boss I get 3 life crystals after I beat them. So that's a bit of an extra challenge and kind of shows that the character is growing. But I think it makes sense that story-wise, I could have it be by defeating a boss, thus the life force of the individual who defeated the boss is bolstered by, I don't know, magical bollocks. Might need to work a bit better on figuring out the story specifics. But it's mostly a way to add some extra challenge to myself and make this a bit more fun. So, going deeper down. Not really sure what I could find. And my heart stopped for a brief moment because I forgot that I had the golden horseshoe. I am not used to having it this early on. Okay, rubies. That, I believe, is for the gold equivalent. I say equivalent because I remember certain gem stats, but I don't remember all. Like, I can't remember what uses topaz. Amethyst, I believe, is the copper or equivalent. Emerald goes with silver. Or is it sapphire that goes with silver? This is the main problem I face with Mage. Out of all the classes that I've played in Terraria, Mage is second to last in uses. I mostly play Rangers and Summoners. So, I'm at a disadvantage for not really knowing how mages work, or even a lot about their accessories. Well, I am happy I used that heart. Otherwise, I would be pasted on a wall. So, not sure what that gem is. Okay, sapphires. Let's head to the left because I see some emeralds. There goes the Spelunker potion. Okay. So, the one-time Manch is going... Yeah, no, I accept that. I accept that punishment for going against the class-specific weapons. That was just karma. So, since we're back on the surface, to the left is the corruption, to the right is the jungle. If I had kept some of those bombs, I probably could have made it through the corruption without any issues. But now, for a brief moment of building stuff up. Yeah, right around there. To keep my NPCs safe, I'm going to take the time to build up my standard NPC housing setup. Yep, I'm correct. That. Then that with away slime. Guide, help. I am just a mage without any sort of bonus equipment. Okay, so I'm trying to remember how exactly I build this up. I think it's essentially along these lines. No, the chair. And I know a lot of people will probably say this doesn't work, or, oh, you're doing this all wrong, and you need to do it this way. This is temporary housing so that I can get some NPCs to move in so I don't die horribly without any extra supplies. And as such, I don't really care what other people think about how this is built up. I just need to get it built up. And I just need to get some basics down. So, bunch of walls. Now, I'll just build one to double check. Since, I mean, it would be a waste to build this up and not have it work. Housing. Yep. NPC prison is underway. So let's grab a wooden hammer. No sense in wasting the metal on a metal one. So I'm not exactly sure how this ends up working, aside from you give them the 2 blocks that they see that they can stand on. And you give them the rest of the necessity. He's, you know, table, chair, no place to sleep. Generally, as I build NPC housing, I will focus on making it actually comfortable and something you could realistically see somebody living in. So, that. 2 blocks. Crafting bench. Chair. And then walls. So yeah, this is pretty much going exactly how it always does. Building the NPC housing as temporary, just so that then I can get stuff done and not have to fret about, oh no, I need proper houses for my NPCs, but I don't have nice materials, so I'm going to have to tear them down later. And it's going to end up with a situation like, oh no, the goblins are attacked. Okay. And I can't continue building the NPC housing, but I don't have my full setup for combat. So, this works. This keeps them safe. All of it is suitable. I have only disobeyed the class-specific rules a few times. Guide help. Guide, you're a terrible shot. Honestly, I would prefer if the guide were to get into his box and just stay there. And now I'm in trouble since slimes. Okay, they're gone. I can at least then put up a safety box, put a door in, so that then I can easily get out. And hopefully I don't end up in a situation where I am then stuck. I do hate that I'm making so many crafting benches. And it's mostly just, I dislike the waste of materials that I can't use in something again. Crafting benches are slightly better than regular tables, since at least with crafting benches I can turn them into an alchemy spot, or just slap them down in the wild and use them. And whenever. Okay. That in there. Now I just need to have that potion on me. Since I don't want to use regular mushrooms. So, out of everything, let's transfer a lot of our bars over, and I'll do the quickest bit of sorting that I can get done. Mostly place all of the gems and ore into this chest. That way then I care of. And if I get enough supplies, I may just be able to make myself a magical staff. Come on. Damn. Guy, get over here. I need you to tell me about these gems. And for the time being, I will just chuck the sword into the chest since, well, I'm not going to be able to use it. And if I do use it, the game has already told me, that's nice. Let's just punish you for doing that. Okay, so emerald only works with tungsten. Ruby then only works with gold. So this is going to be trickier than I thought. Okay, sapphire and silver. I need 8 sapphire, 10 silver. Amethyst is only for copper. At least I can use the gems to make the robes when I can. Guide, please don't open the door again. The reason, and he's doing what he's doing, is because of the whole, it's night, he can't make it to the house that he's been assigned to. I was hoping to not have this happen. Well, at least I have some potion materials. Let's just make some other stuff. Currently I have wood armor, which isn't the best, but I don't want to waste metal on metal armor since as soon as I can... Actually, could I make a loom? Probably not, since I need a sawmill. And now I have a sawmill. Okay, so with the sawmill crafted... The guide seems to have this whole problem of accepting where he's supposed to be. So for right now, I will do a bit of digging just to give myself some extra space. And of course, this isn't permanent. I will be building a proper area. And it's just down to, I kind of want to switch things up and have more interesting areas to survive in. And that's not enough. Okay, silk. Let's see. There's obsidian stuff for minions. Oh yeah, there's the flinks fur coat, which platinum, flinks fur, silk. Well, if the robes cost any more than that, then oh, this is gonna be a pain. There's the robes. Yep, 20. I need more cobwebs. Well, I can at least jump outside, grab the fallen star, and continue on my merry way. Oh, I keep forgetting about that. So I have my keybind set up differently. So, shift is still auto-select, but tab is how I open my menu. And with that, it creates a situation where I accidentally open up the Steam overlay every time I want to, say, open my inventory and use the auto select tool. Okay. I'm really trying my best to get something done. And I'm going to have to make a dash. Let me just quickly make another door. Off I go. Except for that star. That star is needed. So yeah. Saving up space. And oh no. I could never figure out how to get past a zombie because they always seem to jump to attack me if I jump over them. And I get that's what they're meant to do in that situation. But how is the player meant to get around that? Okay. Just make a break for it. If I can get into the underground, I could explore a bit more, and then the night isn't a total bore. Yep, there was what I dislike most. Because I always think the zombies move the way they do because of the terrain. And that's clearly not the case when you try and jump over them. You end up with they jump and get, and they catch you. Not sure if I want to explore that spot, so just going to quickly rush down into the underground. Just try and find more loot to help me survive. If I had a wand of sparking, I'd at least have a weapon. Okay. Hope to find something. At least the tiniest bit better. And I keep forgetting that I still have dirt on me. I normally don't carry like any building materials on me. The most is probably wood, since that can still be useful while exploring. So let's just gather up the silver. There's some cobwebs over by all those enemies, but I can't fight them. So what is my best option? Simple, dig down. Needed to sneeze. Emeralds over there. I wish I should have tried to make watch if I had the option to. That would have helped, since then I could tell exactly when I'm safe from the nighttime mob spawn. If I hadn't spent all my bombs, this could go quicker. And generally, if I was playing a ranger, I'd at least have a bow. So let's just keep digging down. Oh. I didn't realize that was a 2-block tall gap. Okay. make at least a couple more platforms. I'll need them while exploring, and the bonus silk. So I'm halfway to my robes, but I have no weapons. I need to let my dog out, so I'll be right back. And I'm back. Okay. Forgot about the feral debuff. What can I do? Well, I could attempt to just book it. To the right, I have the jungle. To the left, I have the corruption. Both are not the greatest options. Oh yeah, just going to make that. So yay, I now have 40 mana. I won't worry about mana stars and bosses, since I see that as painful enough with the health restriction I'm imposing. But yes, I now have my first staff. So sadly, it's not auto fire, but it works. Off I go to the corruption, where if I'm lucky, I can find some supply to assist in survival. And if I don't find anything there, which is likely, as imminent death is never helpful, well, I can at least continue going the direction and hopefully find the snow biome. Because usually the snow biome helps. It's not the greatest, but it'll at least be something. Oh, I ran out of mana. And mana takes a while to regen. Okay, just stop panicking and just book it. Okay, well, already things bode poorly for me. Bugger off. Okay. I wish I knew why my jump was not being considered. Thankfully, I have ebonwood, which is actually a nice looking wood. Some corrupt torches, an umbrella, which I will never use, because why use something that really has no purpose for you? Since the golden horseshoe exists, it's only really helpful with I guess it would be slowing myself down in the air. Grab the blueberries, since why not? And let's just keep going to the left. And that was actually some interesting terrain generation. If I decide to build the main base in the forest. Okay, Wand of Sparking, that is helpful. Secondary weapon has been obtained. So now I can sort of cost effectively manage my magic. I use up torches because... why not? And now I have to get used to the other aspects of Mage. Having multiple weapons that are really helpful, but you gotta swap in between them. I'm used to having, like, one good weapon and not really anything else. Like, even with Ranger, I have a main weapon just on one and then have my tools in their usual spot. And there was an accidental kill with melee. The merchant has arrived. Perfect. I can buy mana potions. Oh, if I got a mushroom... if I got blue mushroom spores, then I'd be able to get myself something really nice, which would be a blue mushroom farm. And I am messing up with the hook. And I think I understand why it seems like I can't jump from the hook from time to time. And I'm guessing it's because in using the hook to try and jump off of it, you have to be right next to the wall to get the jump. Otherwise, it's probably a case of you just release the hook and fall. I don't know why I said probably, it's definitely the case, as that's what I've been experiencing. Okay. I'm so happy to have some options for self-defense. And since the Wand of Sparking should cost less, yeah, 2 mana versus 5. If I get lower on mana, then I can just switch to the Wand of Sparking. Or if I need to break something and I'm too lazy to switch to my tools. I don't think I'll build the main base in the snow biome, it just doesn't seem like Manch's territory. Like, out of everything, I would love to be able to have safe and reliable housing in the evil biomes. The background looks nice and the natural lighting can also look really nice. So, for like evil characters or more dubious characters, I would love to have that option. And that is the other reason why the Wand of Sparking is helpful. The on fire debuff. As long as I'm not fighting near water, I'll be fine, and of course there's a sword shrine. In a melee run, I never find this. In any other run, yeah, no, it's just here. I have no clue what I'm going to get. You have got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me with this. Why? Why is this always what happens? Actually play a melee character, never find a single sword shrine. And then end up in a rough situation. Every other character under the sun, yeah, no, just here's your sword shrine. Sorry for making it difficult for you. Well, I had nothing but fear for a bit, since I've had experiences of finding the dungeon and close to the surface and getting apparently too close to it, and I accidentally spawned the Guardian. So I'm very frightful about how the dungeon works. Let's just gather some sand quickly. Mostly so that then, if I wanted, I could grow some palm trees. But also so that then I have access to glass. Okay. So, might as well... if I'm correct, Water Bolt has probably changed so that now it's not findable at the entrance of the dungeon. Or close to the dungeon at all. Or, close to the entrance at all, I should say. Let's throw the vine rope. And the platform. Okay, mana potion. That's helpful. I can get a bunch of acorns quickly, so I'm not going to worry about it. Now, I'm not sure how far I have to go down for the Dungeon Guardian to spawn, but I'm not going any further because it feels like he'll spawn immediately, as this dungeon seems to kick off right off the bat. I would love it if anybody could tell me how the Dungeon Guardian works now, because I only understood it, you go too far in, you just get instantly pulverized. I mean, I know that hasn't changed for the Dungeon Guardian. I'm just very, afraid. Since I genuinely don't want to die after coming this far. Toss the gold for the familiar head. That's just for my own personal feelings that, okay, I paid my gold for that. For the rest of the vanity, I'm not going to worry about that since, although it's rare to get, it adds nothing to the gameplay. And you craft it, so unless I wanted to figure out the exact amount of gold it's worth, don't see it as worth it. How do I handle this? Yeah. Sunbloom is easy to get, or Daybloom. So let's head up. So I now have a living loom, and there's a finch staff. If I was playing Summoner, I'd be so happy right now. Shiverthorn, since it just glows, or grows naturally. Bombs are amazing, so chuck the grenades. Grab this. What could I toss? That. And I'm not worried about the chest. I can always come back for it. I mostly want the living loom so that then I don't have to come back for that. As in the case of the chest, I I don't need to come back for it. The living room, since I want to have as many crafting stations as possible, is required. Oh dear. Okay. No. Well. Why was I cursed with low mana? Okay, get everything sorted. Do a bit more weaving. And so close. So very, very close. Let's see, is there anything that I can store elsewhere? You know what? Take that out. So that then I can toss an extra gold for the vanity. So now I'll sell that. Sell the arrows. Sell the grenades. The sword. That gives me some supplies to work with. Forgot about the other grenades. I'm almost at 1 gold. Again, so that would allow me to get the pig. I just need to place down an extra chest. Oh. That's what platforms are for. To allow you to go through them and give you extra space for stuff. Torches, I want those on me at all times. I'll take the smaller amount of recall potions since I can find them as I explore. I need to just quickly grab the fallen stars when I can. I should grab a net. So that then I could capture some of the firefly, since that also can be used for a vanity. I thought I had more stars. Did I just... I had roughly 5 at one point, so I have no clue where they went. Unless something happened with them. I'll take the Night Owl potions for exploring the underground. Generally no other potions I have. Okay, so let's try and find something that'll help. I do just need to get better equipment. So, can I make a better pickaxe? I can make an iron one. Oh, I can make the topaz staff now. 15. So just 2 points worse. Very slow speed, weak knockback. Okay, probably not worth it then. I can make it just... Actually, you know what? I'll just make it so that then I have it. Because if it's basically the same as my sapphire staff, then there's no real point in using it. I need to work on my sets me back a tiny, tiny bit. But now I've collected some fireflies. That'd actually be enough to make that's enough fireflies to make one bit of the alternate vanity of the vanity I was talking about, not the alternate vanity. So what do I need to bring with me? One thing I could do right now, just because I have it available to me, I can grow these gem trees. So, it's probably because of this tree being here. The auto placement for trees is fickle, and I'm not sure how useful it is. I just trust it because I think, well, there's obviously a specific way this has to be done. So why bother going against that? Right. Okay, worms. Those will go there. Get everything sorted away. So I could use the finch staff to summon something, but I'm not going to do that. Since I feel that that's not right. Since that's summon damage, not magic damage. And I'm just going to sell... Actually, I was going to sell the owl, but... okay, I can make an owl statue, or I could make an owl cage. You know what? I could see Manch having an owl. The squirrel and rabbit, however, those are going into making stew. Just how it's going to be. So, I'm starting to get the hang of switching combat items on the fly. Staff in there, rope, bombs, bug net, basic tools. Oh yeah, there's the watering hat. Jingasa. Probably butchered that. Yeah, I have no clue what decides whether or not you can latch on to something or not. Okay. Crafting. That. Bunch of stuff. Need to figure out about mana crystals. Oh, it costs 5 now. You know, I always thought it was way too easy to build up mana. That feels about right. Like, before it was 3 stars. And honestly, it did feel way too small. Those, and where did I put the stone? Okay. Get that there, because oftentimes I found that trees want to grow with that little nub. And just to permanently delete the gold. There we are. I would love to have a pig. but I don't really have anything else I could sell. At least nothing that I think is useful. So, time for some more exploration after I catch some ladybugs, since ladybugs are actually really good for use in fishing. Fishing. And I can easily keep them on the ammo slot. Might as well try and get some more worms. So already I feel like things have taken a good bit of turn. Since right now I have some bait being built up, and I'm really surprised at how close everything is spawned together. I'm used to having to cross like a desert before being able to go into the jungle biome. Okay. How much health have I lost? Might as well heal at the point where the potion is useful. I'm not losing out on anything. So if I can go far enough, mostly if I can find a safe way to enter the jungle, I might be good. The main problem is jungle enemies hit like a truck. And I just... Oh. Oh, that's bad for me. Okay. Thankfully, mana regen's decently fast. I mean, if you run out completely, it then takes even longer to regen. Which is, I guess, the main way they balance how mana works. Since you're essentially getting free ammo, and I mean, once you're out of mana, it doesn't make sense that it would come back immediately, since I could see that you overexerted yourself a bit, and as such, you need to wait for a bit more of a recharge. Sky blue flower. That's pretty helpful. And I'm contemplating whether or not I want to immediately make the jungle set if I can get the supplies for it. As I guess I'm not really sure whether or not it's too powerful. I mean, you can get it before any bosses, so I mean, of course it's going to be powerful since it's from a dangerous biome. Standard green slime. I don't like that. They're tough to deal with. And this looks like as good a spot as any to start descending into the jungle. Okay, so let's gauge usefulness of items. Well, that helps. 5, 17, 25, switch those around. So, this is, okay, this is a chaotic type of spawn situation. I love it. Okay. Oh, my aim is awful. Okay, well. Deeper I go. Well, I genuinely felt my heart want to explode. But apparently, nothing happened. That was terrifying. And just jumping onto a random button. Okay. I did forget to put on the Night Owl potion, but now I have it on. Some nice jungle spores over there. Which, if I'm lucky, I'll find a safe spot to gather up the spores and other... Well, I guess it would just be the spores and the vines that I need. Unless I don't actually need vines for the jungle. It's been a while since I made it. And I have played mages before, but it was like 1.2 era Terraria. And I haven't really played anything for more recent mages. There. Use that to scout ahead. Giant body of water. Okay. Quickly get a wall set up. Okay. Skeleton. Why am I terrible? I'm trying to avoid as many deaths as possible. And it doesn't help that I suck. Okay. Oh yeah, the void bag. That would be amazing to have. Especially with something like the void vault. Not sure if it connects to... yeah. That's nice. So yes. Okay, I would need 2 vines, 10 stingers, and a whole bunch of spores. So that's not going to be made anytime soon. I can at least sell all of that. No, don't sell the frog. Put on the climbing claws. Quick stack as much as possible. Place the seeds that weren't stacked away. And you get all of this random stuff. I buy 2 pigs. And now my money is going to safely be secured. Coins. There we are. Okay, so I've explored to the left. But then I got stopped by zombies. I've tried exploring to the right, and I haven't fully explored it yet. I really just need to... I need to just explore the underground. So I got to there, there's a bunch of demonite right there. Okay, pig. I got a bunch of rope, didn't mean to fire off that shot, but eh. Okay, time to consider my options for armor. Obviously, there's the robes. Those would be the best starting armor I could get without putting myself in a lot of danger. Unless I find a spider biome. Then I have the robes, but then I face the danger of the wall creepers. So then it becomes a game of where do I get the silk or cobwebs to make the silk. I mean, there's a single one, but I don't really care to grab it since it's just one bit of cobweb. Same with those two. I know that everything could be worth it. Okay, just jump onto the giant snail. Might as well grab this emerald. Now, I'm not sure about any differences in the gem robes, since I never normally make them. Actually, I mostly use robes of vanity. That's a decently large area. And I don't feel like I'll face that much of a problem. Especially since all I have to worry about is this black slime. Which was no problem. And honestly, I'm not sure about any other weapons I could try to get. That would be helpful. Like, what other magic weapons are there that I could get at this point? I know that I could get the Vile Thorn by going into the corruption, just YOLOing it, and having one of the orbs pay out. But I also have the chances of not having one of the orbs pay out, and then I'm just kind of stuck with whatever else I get. Because there is an equal likelihood that I end up with Band of Star Power and getting like 2 muskets and a ball of hurt, or a ball of hurt and 2 muskets, and okay. Skeleton Merchant? Not great. I can at least sell the arrows to get them out of my inventory. And he can go back to doing his thing. Just get that lit up a bit. There. That torch isn't really worth it. I just will head further down. Then what can I get? Well, bunch of materials, that's for sure. Oh yeah, the accidental damage clause I've also am applying to accidental use of explosives, since they are technically non-damage. Like, they don't have a damage type. So, even though they deal damage, they aren't specifically something that is augmented by a class. So, that's where I handle that whole thing of accidentally killing something with bombs. Okay, yep. Just sticky bombs. Since that saves time. There's a life crystal. I wanted to use it right away. But I remember. So now I have this demonite here, which I know I can't get without blowing it up. This is why bombs are amazing to have. At least early game. Ow. Okay. I'm used to the gem hooks being pretty bad. Were they buffs? Were they buffed at one point? Okay. Checking out the area. Got something up there. But then I have this path to the left, which isn't even a path, it's just a small alcove. And I can head down to get some demonite. Whoops. And then, lo and behold, there is a path. Let's just continue going left to get that demonite and see about anything else. Might as well grab whatever I blow up. I mean, all resources are useful. Okay. Well, there's a path down, so bombs away. Looks like there's an ore deposit down here. And a decently sized one. So sucks that I'm going to be running out of bombs soon, since they do help speed up exploration by a lot. And if I were to save them, I could make that mad dash for a possible Vile Thorn. But I've already said why I don't think that's a great idea. Okay, that bomb should open up that. And that gives me some ability to see where I'm going. Yeah, that's not too bad. Especially since now I can see a bit more of the area. There we are. Grab this amethyst. So then, I only have the 2 bombs, so I'll save them. And that's a lot of enemies. Well, I was going to continue heading down there, but I think I actually find it much more useful to head back to the surface. So, taking stock of everything that I have, let's make a campfire so that then I can get some regen here. And let's see about upgrading equipment. Not a lot that I can do. So, campfire there. If it's late enough, I could find... yeah, there. Fallen stars. I'm not sure how likely I'll be in finding more. Damn. Well, from sounds alone, I can easily find them. Well. Okay. Okay. Need to just... I wish I knew why zombies jumped. I really wish I do. It baffles me about how they can always seem to jump only at the time to catch me. And I have no defense against it. Oh, I do have those on me. Well. Let's quickly figure out what else I could make. Oh, there's the supplies for the robe. And then with that, I can make gem robes. 13, 15, 13, 11, 9, 7, 5. So, diamond would be the best, but then I need 10 diamonds. Second best would be either ruby or amber. So 10 of either of those. I don't think I have 10 of either of those. No, I could make amethyst or topaz robes. I really don't want to end up trying to upgrade my robes later. It's now a conundrum. How exactly do I get the correct materials? I'm close to having some emerald robes. Those were on... Actually, those were worse than ruby. They're on par, well, close to being on par with amber. So really, I want ruby, diamond, or amber. Amber's going to be tough since I need desert fossils. Diamond's going to be tough since I have to find diamonds. Ruby... I just need to find a couple more rubies. And I'd want amber over ruby because of that extra 1 defense. But diamond over all of that because it has 1 defense and 20 extra mana over ruby. Or just a 20 extra mana and 2% mana usage reduced than amber. Currently it's just a vanity item, and I'm more likely to get a ruby. So... I can always get more cobwebs later. So... let's see... yeah, some topaz robes. So now I have a decent amount of mana. So, now Now comes the question, do I continue trying to explore the right, or do I go into the underground to explore that a bit more and try and find some more stuff? It is a conundrum. It's so nice having an actual mana pool. I mean, I know it's only half the maximum, but that's still a decent chunk of mana. Oh yeah, turn that off so that then I have my nice gloves showing. Okay. I wouldn't mind getting some Hermes books, if I can find them. Honestly, if I find a gravitation potion, that would be great, since I could end up getting fledgling wings from an island. You know, that's something I always wish that the Terraria devs put in. And islands that were part of the ocean biome. Just make the ocean biomes bigger and add more focus on them besides just hard mode Duke Fish Run. And that's pretty much it. I mean, you have the Angler. I hate the flying fish. I hate them so much. And I should just not worry about the health per boss rule. But I want to give it a try, since that's something I haven't done yet. Okay, so that's giving me defense, that gives me critical strike chance. That's not helping me. That's not helping me, besides its natural effect. Okay. Shop. Sell those. Even though it gives me nothing. Just fill up the pig. Then head out to try and get to the other side of the world. The Wand of Sparking isn't that bad. Having used it a bit, when it gets a crit, it's really good. Especially since it has the chance of setting something on fire. The lack of knockback is a huge downside, but it's something that isn't overly detrimental. Well, from the site on the left side, I am probably better off just digging down at this point and trying to find an entryway into the jungle. I'm not really sure what else I could do for the jungle, besides try and get the jungle armor. I need to fight Eye of Cthulhu at some point. Well, actually, no. Eye of Cthulhu would be a good boss to fight, but fighting the King Slime would probably be better, since I could get the Slime Mount, and even though that does summoning damage, I'm mostly going to use it as a tool for mobility. So, with that in mind, the Slime King wouldn't be that bad an enemy to fight. And actually, he'd probably be a decent starting fight. Since his health wouldn't be overly much. Besides, Eye of Cthulhu could get really bad really fast. If I don't have some way of added maneuverability and some starting equipment. So, in thinking about what I can do, fighting the King Slime is a big one. Fighting Eye of Cthulhu would be good, since Cthulhu's Shield Dash. But both of them are difficult with just some wood armor and not even the best gem robes. It'll be challenging. And mostly I just need some new equipment. Let's hope that nothing too bad is in the way. Hey, down here. Because hornets are going to do a lot of damage and be something I can't really go up against. Slimes at this point aren't too much trouble to deal with. They are just sponges, though. And I seem to have a weird situation where the underground desert seems to have mixed with the underground jungle, which is an interesting thing to have happen. Also, something that I've seen maybe once before. Okay. Well, finding this tree isn't too bad. It could give me some helpful loot. What would I want from here is the question. Well, whatever I would have wanted, I didn't get it. Probably the Anklet of the Wind. Yeah, that's pretty average for things that I want to get from the jungle. Since the Anklet is used to make the upgrades for the Spectre Boot. I always forget what they're called. So I see the spore to the right. I just need to grab this shrine chest on the left. Feral claws. Cool. If I'm correct, that's iridescent brick, which I don't really care for. Its look just doesn't really fit with anything that I'd like to build. Since it has this sparkly mud vibe. And for Manch, I think I would like to build more magical buildings, but with a more modern flair to them. So, Wizard Tower meets office building, since that's the feel I have for his character. Or just a modern take on wizardry, not like hidden magic, like urban magic, but more magic in the 21st century. And I wish I had a mining potion. Actually, use that. That'll make finding spores a bit easier. And then, you guys can see. I can at least take care of those piranhas. Still would love it if I had well, I'm not actually sure what I could find in the jungle that would be helpful. Come on. Your plant, this should be super effective against you. Okay, that's half the vines I need. So, thankfully, it's the chess piece that needs the spikes. Oh. That's bad. Okay. Okay. Not the greatest of situations to end up in, but one that I can take advantage of. So, I can at least get some spikes from the spiked slime. And if I don't really use my sapphire staff, I can at least get the burn damage. There's spores to the right. I just jump into those jungle spikes. I would make a Bee Gees joke, but honestly I need to focus more on survival, since the jungle is a horrid place full of pain, suffering, and bees. Yeah, there's what I thought would happen. I'm low on health, I can't seem to break something, and then just erupt into a pile of gore and viscera. Okay. I should probably try and consolidate as much as I can. So, that's going for sale, that's going for sale, that's not. That can go for sale. I have a bunch of healing potions, so I'll at least sell those. Let's see what else I could give up. No, I need a lot of that rope for elevator at some point. Okay. I think I'm just in a point where another chest is needed. I need to do some light amount of sorting, so all potions now go into that chest. I need to talk to you. Get all of that sold, and actually, only need one umbrella. So, grab all the other potions that I can find. Well, that didn't really add too much sorting. Let's see. I can put potion materials in with potions. Since that makes sense. And it frees up a lot more space, so I have no problems with it. I'll put that with the other jungle materials. Potion. So, Stinger in there. Those there. Deposit all of that. Sort. Let's see. Well, I can at least make the helmet, which will be an upgrade. 40 more mana, extra magic critical strike, and a bunch of defense. That's decently useful. Okay. Wow, I do need to work on my aim. Traveling at night isn't the best when I don't really have much in the way of defense. But I need to gather fallen stars so that I have more mana. Since already, if I had max mana, I'd be at about, what, 280. Oh, come on! I just kind of completely blanked. I wanted to get away, but I couldn't. And I don't understand why it takes so long to respawn. It's, what, 15 seconds? I can make... Yeah, no, I'll try and go to the right to see if I can get any further. Because if I can find an above ground desert, that would be nice. Especially since I need a desert home for the gun dealer, or not the gun dealer, the arms dealer. The arms dealer, the dye trader, the steampunker, who else? Oh, I need that. Oh. Okay. If I am accurate enough, and actually switch out my weapons fast enough, I die horribly. I just get stuck in one place for too long. I don't have the mobility to get by some enemies. For zombies, I need an extra jump. For bats and other flying enemies, well, I have no clue what I could do, since apparently my ability to dodge is awful. Well, okay, I hear the falling stars. that's another mana star. But I'm going to try and get many more. Okay. I mean, I could go to the left. I've explored the left, though. So, my whole thought process is, I've explored the left up to where the jungle started. Or, not the jungle. Up to where the ocean started. So, I really need to explore the right. And if I can, find the underground desert. Since if I do start gathering desert fossils, then I can make an amber staff. And that'll be a nice addition to my arsenal. I'm very happy for having the golden horseshoe show up when it did. Since I would have so much trouble moving around without it. I'm used to not having fall damage, either from wings or from having said golden horseshoe. And I'm trying to dig over to the right, just because the jungle's that close, but you have this weird amount of sand there. And usually in large worlds, the desert and the jungle are close together, and generally you have deserts on either side of the world. And I know for one above ground desert, it's at the dungeon. So that's good. But something I have to take into consideration is fishing in the desert. Since some quest fish are only obtainable in desert. And I really don't want to try and get an underground desert fishing location. So if I can find an oasis, then I should be good. But I'm not confident with finding that, since my track record with finding them is the deserts always have them, and the only time I never find an oasis is if the desert is part of the dungeon as well. Let's mine up this ore with our explosives. And definitely make the mana star. So that's now me at 160. So that's a good amount of mana. I forget how slimes and water work together. I don't want to throw on a night owl potion just yet. And I'm not trying to dig through the water, since digging underwater is terrible. Let's just dig above water, so then drowning isn't a worry. And I'm basically in the jungle, so I I now just have to find another man-eater to get a vine from and figure out how I'm going to get 9 more spikes. Oh, come on. There. Only slightly infuriating. I don't like worms. And they're difficult enemies to pin down. And unless you're able to quickly attack them, they just become a nuisance. So oftentimes I just end up running away. Okay, heal up. And head over to the left because I see a blink root over there. And yeah, I'll use a night owl potion now. Because I'm fairly confident I won't end up dying and as such wasting the night owl potion. I really want my powder bottle soon. It's been an ordeal to move around without one. Oh. Time slowed down for a couple of seconds. I jump too late. Well, let's do the standard. I should be getting close to making some better equipment. I'm not sure what I could use platinum for besides the armor. Oh yeah, I can make Blink's equipment. Stuff that I won't use. I could make the watch. Oh, I could make a peace candle if I'm able to take on a pinky. Oh, okay. That's what I could do. I can make a diamond staff with platinum. Okay, so with this, I do need to make a specific workstation. And it is just table and chair. And I place them in the opposite order. Got the chain. And I can make a platinum watch. Yeah. I can then swap out my rash radar. And I don't care to have the climbing gloves on. Since I don't use them all that much. The radar can be useful, but I'll keep it in the chest since I don't need it. Besides, it's taking up an inventory space that could go to something more useful. So, I didn't know the watch actually had a sprite for the character. But now, with the ability to tell time, I should be able to manage stuff a bit better. Yeah. So, as soon as day starts, I can start exploring. As soon as night falls, that's my time to stop exploring and start nope. Nope. I already had to use a heal. I'm not going to end up dead again just from entering the jungle. Okay, let's head over to the right. And try not to end up impaling myself on a spike. Or I guess it would be thorn. Why? Why did you have to spawn? I have no blocks to use to make my life easier. So I will now have to gather blocks. Okay. I don't like spiked slimes. Okay then. Okay. Oh yeah, I said spikes, I meant stingers for armor. Okay. Night Owl Potion. Hopefully don't waste it. You know what? I'm gonna dig over to the left. Because I see maybe some jungle spores down there. Yeah, some jungle spores. Since it's either a green torch or it's jungle spores. And considering, yeah. I was gonna say, considering how the source of light is, and the lack of blocks surrounding the light, that would be either gold bricks or iridescent bricks, that it had to be caused by jungle spores instead of the jungle lantern or torch. So, further to the left, and I can get some more jungle spores, as well as maybe something else. I think I saw something else there that could be useful. Okay. Let's just avoid unleashing that Kraken. Can't really avoid unleashing it. Okay, well, let's just this way. Build a nice tunnel to avoid getting spiked. And keep those slimes where they are, as well as not have to deal with the enemies. Scratch that. Would have to deal with the enemies. If I continued. But instead, just going to dig down this way. Use my final bomb here. Since that should... Well... That would have kept things nice and secure had it not been a bomb. So, okay, it was just an interesting room. And now I need to worry about how to manage... Yep. How to manage the man-eater. When it doesn't really give me an opportunity to attack. Oh. Hit it when I can. Okay, it has range. I dislike the jungle so much. Okay. How do I safely dispatch this man-eater? There are just specific angles where I can't do anything to it until it tries an attack. So I'm trying to give myself as much room to work with. That would have been a time to attack, but I was more focused on moving. If I can just trick it into an angle where I can attack it. Near constantly, I should say. Come on. You know you want to attack me. Go for the Wand of Sparking. And really hope to just get the On Fire debuff going. Except it seems to have not been that great. So, since man-eaters don't suffer knockback, might as well just hit it with the Sapphire. Okay, second vine obtained. Now I just need the extra stingers and enough spores. How exactly do I get those stingers without dying over and over again? Excellent question. I wish I had the answer. Okay, fairy. So that means there's a chest nearby that it could lead me to. Or whatever else a fairy can lead I could deal with a couple of hornets if they're in this kind of situation where I can easily just poke a hole. Oh, I should have made a better pickaxe. Okay, eventually you're going to lose all your health. Yep, that's one down. Wish I had a better angle of attack, but it worked out. More spores to the left. I have a total of 10. I have the second pair of vines. Now all I'm missing is the stingers for the chest, so this actually works out. I know for the chest I need about 18 spores. I already have the head. For the legs, I can't remember. I'm going to assume it's around 10. And I can't remember how many spores I have back at base. Okay, final night owl potion. Just for the extra ability to see. I don't need to break into where all the enemies are, I just need to get close enough for the pickaxe to destroy the spores. Okay. Yeah, that's why I said what I said about the whole not getting into the area with all the enemies. Just needed to get the spores, because then I don't have to deal with B. The skeleton merchant's over there. The fairy wants to bring me to... I'm going to say it's going to be a regular chest. I wish I had the ability to take on all those enemies, but I probably don't. Actually, I don't even have torches. Thankfully, the skeleton merchant will do my job for me. All that I have to worry about is a bat and a black slime. Shop. Oh, a Spelunker's glow stick. That's not actually that bad. And load up on torches. Oh, I accidentally did that. Well. Fairy went off in this direction. I assume that it left because I couldn't follow it fast enough. Honestly, not worried about following the fairy. Let's just take the time to do a bit more exploring. I was going to say spelunking, and then immediately want to go with no, exploring. Exploring sounds better. So, one of those be careful it's soup moments. Okay. Since it costs so little to cast this, I can just keep casting it. Since it's just 1 mana. And if I get a crit, it helps. I will take this time to do that. Okay, the jungle armor is already doing part of its job, even though I don't have the full set. Come on, get it. Get in my range, which is just right underneath me. I don't want to have an epic fight, because I know I'll lose. And already the enemies are starting to get to be too much. And I'm just stuck in a situation. Okay, I took down 2. Use this time. Yep. Worked out perfectly. Exactly what I... Okay, yes. When did I get that? I didn't even know I got one of the best accessories I could have gotten. But that helps. So 6% reduced mana usage. If I'm correct, I can't go below 1. But this is still absolutely perfect. Okay. So some jungle trousers. That's an extra 20 mana. 6% increased magic attack. So 180 mana with a good chance of doing a critical strike with magic. Okay, now gonna make that platinum pickaxe. Do I have enough for a platinum axe? No. But I have a good bit of silver, so make a silver axe. Keep those. And I could sell my copper equipment, but I kind of want to keep all the equipment I use throughout this adventure. Just to keep track of what I have done, what I haven't done, and have some actual trophies. Besides the boss trophies. Which I don't care for. Since, in my eventual master mode attempt, I will just go for the relics. So yeah, look forward to that moment when I take on master mode. And I am going to do a class-specific run. But I'm going to kind of cheat for how it's going to work, since for the class-specific run on Master Mode, it's going to be a Master Mode Summoner. Since Summoner is amazing, and beating Empress of Light will net me a summon that is just insane. So, I see it that Summoner is going to be really fun, and for my first ever attempt at Master Mode. I want to play as the class that I love playing as the most, which is going to be Summoner mixed with another class. So, oh yeah, I should get that set up, get that favorited, and reorganize my accessories. So, the plant fiber guide is helpful, but I think I should just leave it. Nah, armor is armor. Lucky Aglet, the increased movement speed and crit strike chance is nice. The extra movement speed is nice. The horseshoe, although not having anything on it, is what will probably keep me alive while exploring. And Nature's Gift, I just need to have on to reduce my magic consumption. Now, I know I can make the accessory that auto uses a mana potion. If I check, yeah, I just need an upgraded mana potion. So I need to figure out how to get that, and if I'm correct, I can figure that out easily. Yeah, just 2 and a blue mushroom. And, oh, the traveling merchant is here. Where is the blue mushroom? I know I have some. Yeah, in here. Give me a second. Since I need that. I need to move the anvil up. Place the potion bottle down. And there is the upgraded mana potion. Oh, but I don't have a Tinker's Workbench. And thus, I am out of luck with that. Mysterious Cape, Katana, Stopwatch. Stopwatch would be nice. The cape would be nice to have as an accessory. But I want to try and go for the PDA. So what can I give up? Also the recall potion. I'd like to collect a bunch of chests so I don't have to make them. And since I can't, or can I make gold chests? I probably could make gold chests. Sell the red squirrels. Sell the rabbits. Keep the owl. Sell the frog. Sell that guide to plant and fiber cordage. What else do I have? I have... Oh, this is where the, stuff is actually useful. Okay, so I have enough gold for that. I now have a stopwatch. It has no modifiers on it at all. I don't really need it on my person right now. So I'm going to take those and place them in this gold chest. Just those ones specifically. Okay. So, if I wanted to make gold, I could make some stained glass. But I really need to get to the other side of the jungle to see what's on the other side of it. And the only way I'm going to get to that point is by just going for it. And I am just 4 spikes away from getting my, I'm not used to seeing an angry dandelion. So I genuinely had a WTF moment. Because I barely see those. Okay, slimes are being a bit of a nuisance, so just going to make a break for it. So, with the stopwatch and the radar, as well as the pocket watch, what am I missing for stuff? So, it's not worth it to use the Wand of Sparking on enemies that are always in the water, since the on-fire debuff won't happen, and although the Wand of Sparking is cheaper than my Sapphire Staff, does less damage. Okay. Slightly overwhelmed. But I can manage. I have the mana now to manage. Thank goodness G doesn't do anything, since I just had a momentary panic reaction. Well, just hit close to H. Oh, having so much mana in it right now is really keeping me alive. I won't say it's the sole reason I'm being kept alive, but it is definitely part of the reason. I'm going to need to collect gravestones at some point, since I need to make a graveyard biome to get some special items. Like, in hard mode, I can get the opposite tainted biome seeds from the Dryad, as long as she's in the graveyard biome. Whereas the clother sells specific stuff, and the arms dealer also sells specific stuff if they're in that biome. So honestly, if I had a graveyard biome in all of my NPC homes, or NPC areas, then that would probably be best. And I do need the Ectomist from the full graveyard biome to make specific blocks and recipes, as well as walls. Okay. So I have a limited number of... If you heard me go silent there, that's because I just realized boulder. Okay. So the traveling merchant has departed. And I've hit a point where I can gather some obsidian. Or I would, if I had a strong enough pickaxe, as well as... Well, apparently I found the wall of underground desert. Huh. That was just planned. Okay, well, off I go. Out to... Okay. Yeah. Has the Emerald Hook always had that reach? because it feels a lot longer than it used to be. Not like in this 2.5-hour stream, but like in the entirety of Terraria. It's not something that bugs me that much. But thankfully, I found the desert oasis. So now I can have no trouble fishing in the desert. However, dealing with enemies is still going to be I need to figure out what new magical weapons there are. Since I know a bunch about the summoning overhauls that happened. Like the whole whips being updated, so now you don't have to worry about the slower the whip or faster the whip, the change in your range. Like, the slower the whip, the longer the range, but the faster the whip, the shorter the range. Okay. I'm astonished that there isn't a secondary corruption. Oh no. I failed the jump and then I paid for it. Not dearly, but still paid for it. Ah! You know how I said I didn't see any other corruption? Yeah. Silly me. Also, seriously, how is it that I can't find a single sword shrine in my melee character world? But in the mage's world, I found 2. I wonder if it's just world gen being irritating, since for the base world I created, it was, oh my god, 2? 2. Alright, Terraria, you made your point. And 2 enchanted sword. Or as if I'm not playing a if I am playing anything besides melee. Thank you for kicking me while I'm down. On about giving up on trying melee. I mean, I'm probably going to go for a melee character at some point, but Terraria seems like a big game that's built on ranged attacking, especially when you consider a lot of the really nice melee weapons just magically produces a ranged attack. This is how you get out of a tough situation. Still need to get used to having more weapons than normal. Okay. I will once again thank the gold horseshoe for existing and being something that I found. Okay. Well, the right side seems to be a fun place to go. Okay. That there. took off my Nature's Gift at some point. I have no clue why I took it off. Let's keep everything sorted. I should try and build something soon. Let me just quickly do that. Yeah, let's capture that owl. That squirrel. And just shove them into a box. So, just Pokemon in a nutshell. Another star. I should be going out and collecting as many of those as possible, but... Maybe I should. Difficulty is picking them up before I'm overwhelmed by enemies. Or even just finding them. Then it turns out there's a bunch of sky islands overhead that stop me from picking up the stars, since the sky islands are in the way. I think I'm going to stop there so that then I can do a bit more exploring off-stream. Also work on building up some starter housing and figure out which biome I would like the main housing to be in. Since, I mean, if I go over to here, I'd have to worry about the corruption. But if I just dig down a giant pit, that could be easily dealt with. And I have this interesting terrain to work with. I mean, the alternative would be I can build over in... actually, just all along this long stretch right here. I can then have the ice housing here, which, I mean, it's very small, so it's going to pretty much just be the hotel from The Shining. Since the ocean's not that far away, and never really is that far away from the dungeon, I'll just do my standard. Whichever ocean the dungeon spawns next to, that's where the housing is. The jungle, all housing will be over here, but I'm not really sure what I want to do for that. And that leaves the desert housing, which will be focused on this oasis. So, I'll work on that off-stream, as well as figuring out where Manch will mainly live. I partially want to have him live in a sky biome as a, magical floating castle. But then that becomes a bit of a pain when it comes to NPCs, since I'm not sure how the sky biome interacts with them. And I'll figure something out. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed, and for those of you watching on YouTube, check me out on twitch.tv/morningdayu, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.